Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I can see my mic moving. Can you guys hear me? Let's see. Had problems with it before, so just make sure we're doing all good. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Sounds good. Thank you, Brody. Appreciate that, buddy. Super. So, Brody, Sam, Nexi, Ben, how's it going, guys? It's good to see you. I am doing a little bit of a late live stream. Trying to go after M16 Eagle Nebula, but I'm having a little bit of trouble with some trees on my second rig. Blocking things just a touch. But this is the Edge HD rig. This is on the main pier, the northernmost one, and this is getting a decent view for a little while. It's very low on the horizon, but these hydrogen subs are coming in and looking awesome, I have to say. I'll just have to take care of this one. It appears we probably won't be able to image it with this. It got a couple of subs though successfully, but no guiding. Interesting. Wonder what's going on there, but yeah. A late one, says Sam. It is indeed, bud. Yeah, just first clear night in absolutely ages, so I thought, why not go live? You know what I mean? I'm planning during the stream, maybe we can go have a look at the Discord, see if anybody's posted any new equipment, new photos, things like that, and maybe we can have a look at the Cygnus wall submissions too, or at least try to start looking at those. I know there's been quite a few, so that could be a good way to spend some time. I've also got the ASI Air rig running tonight, but I tried changing targets. It's not gone. Well, it's not gone well. I'll just try to, as you can see on my screen, trying to look through my observatory roof. So that's no good. I'll have to set that thing back off or something else once again. But yeah, all sorts is going off at Luca Matico HQ. I will get caught up properly on chat in just a second. I'm gonna just set this thing off with its original plan. That should do ya. Super. Right then, guys. As you can see, like I say, going after M16 in hydrogen, oxygen, and sulfur for at least a little while. Framing Wizard is showing us roughly the amount of time we'll have. I'll probably lose it around about 2 o'clock anyway. So, yeah. That's what's going to be going on. Time to catch up with chat just a little bit now. If I can pull out this pop-out chat. I'm trying to decide whether I prefer using chat like this, by the way, on the live streams, or if we go back to the where is it now? Like the actual chat panel thing, an overlay system, which is also okay. As you can see, I've just enabled it right there on the screen. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes, you know, we do get a lot of support on this this channel, and the chat box is a little bit better at celebrating that support. I think I want people to see what's going on. It's just really a lovely thing, and I don't think the other chat box actually does too good of a job, because I haven't done too good of a job at setting up alerts and things like that. Nexi is about to go to sleep. Oh, no worries, Nexi, mate. Hope you have a good night's sleep then, buddy. Mr. Matico, how's it going, Gideon? Nice to see you. Mark, always good to see you, Mark. Now we see you too. I'm hearing a guiding error. Yes, indeed. How was the sea? It was lovely, Gideon. Yeah, mate, I really enjoyed myself. Felix really enjoyed it too. As much as, you know, baby can enjoy it, but he definitely, you know, he was looking around, paying a lot of attention to stuff, so that was nice to see, and Chloe did. So all around, a win, well worth the time. I like the YouTube chat box. Yeah, that's fair, buddy. Yeah, I mean, it's mobile. I can move it around wherever it needs to be on screen a lot better, which is a major advantage, I think, over the one that's kind of like built in through Streamlabs, which were a bit yeah, I don't know. I went too crazy about it. But yeah, I can make it just a touch smaller for now. I think the thing to do, anyway, let me just crack open the Discord, is we can start looking at people's new rigs and things like that, new gear. That's always a good laugh, you know what I mean? My second rig has just started slewing. I wonder if it's doing a meridian flip. Depending on how that leaves it pointing, we could end up... I'll just pull this on screen so you can see what I'm talking about. We could end up being able to pick up where we left off with M16 on this thing. No iron brute. Unfortunately, Gideon, not today. I do have some, though, inside. It's just not in cans. It's, you know, a great big bottle of it, basically. No, this was the most reasonably priced one in the supermarket this time around, so that's what we got. Are we seeing trees or clouds? I do wonder. So before we crack on with discording things up, just allow me a moment. That one looks like it's nice and clear. I'll fire up the observatory cam and we can see outside for a minute. A little bit disorganized this stream, aren't I? Right, the 676. Let's have a little look at the all sky. No, sky looks absolutely fine. So shan't worry myself about that. It's just that this second rig, I don't know if you can see where my mouse is pointing, but you know, the one at the top of the screen right there, that really easily ends up trying to peek into the observatory wall and some trees, even though it's just a few meters between those two rigs, unfortunately. And it does enable him to go a bit lower when using this north pier. Gary Rea, good to see you, Gary. Richard, just came in from staying at the garden down here in Gloucestershire. Gorgeous night with so many satellites. RAS rate on the Cave Nebula. Edge 11, last bit on M16. Lovely stuff, mate. Yeah, no clouds on radar. Good stuff, Gideon. Yeah, thank you for checking, buddy. It's just, this was, you know, it looks a lot like clouds, doesn't it? But I'm guessing it's just trees or something like that now. So we should probably set this rig off. Maybe doing something else. Or do we wait it out a little bit? I don't know. I definitely need to stop this sequence anyway. That's for darn sure. Because that ain't working. I'll worry about that later. It's really not that important. As long as I'm catching it with this rig, this is the one that I really want to capture M16 on. I ain't going to worry about it. Save that for another day. Right, the Luco Matico Discord. Let's have a little mooch around on this thing. I just, oops, make it so we can get both on screen and have a little look. Want this dock? Oh, that's annoying. Never mind. Right. That's just about serviceable, isn't it? I hope anyway. Oh no. Oh no, that is okay. Sounding much better. Hope everyone is well. Mike, oh my god, I'm feeling so much better, Mike. I don't know what went wrong. I came back from holiday, immediately came down with just an horrendous cold. I can't really call it a flu because it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty bad. I ended up like sleeping inside the observatory just so I didn't give it to Felix. Which worked, actually, as it happens. But yeah, it burned itself out, mate, in like 2 days? Something like that. I think 2.5 days. And it was gone, so really thankful for that, to be honest. No clouds. Good evening, Milkman. How's it going, Milkman? Hope you're doing well. Feeling better? I am indeed, buddy. Thank you. Family is doing well. How doing s'mores tonight with your family? That's super. I enjoy that, mate. Matt Draxler, good to see you on. Good to see you too, Matt. Yeah, good to see you too. Thank you, Brody and Matt, as it happens. I really appreciate that, guys. I'm trying to figure out now. It must have been here where I left things off. There has clearly been some new posts though, so let's see what people have been getting. Ascar 120 Apo, 0.8 times reducer, AM5 plus autofocuser and a TubeTech 2600 MC Pro. Very nice. I know he's just mentioned he's got an OAG and a guide scope on there, but I think he said he's using this as a spotting scope. I have to say I've used basically this exact setup right there, like TC40 AM5 and Ascar 120 Apo. Really lovely setup, although at high pointing angles you can end up with a collision on the back of this thing on these legs. So if you do see this, Sean, I'm not trying to tell you what to buy, but I don't want to see you have gear damage. So do potentially consider an extension. And if you get an extension, unfortunately, you may need a counterweight bar as well, as you're going to push that weight up even higher. But yeah, lovely rig, dude, and you can do so much with that kind of thing. You really, really can. Nice. What we got on? What's on the agenda, Luke? Says Mitch. Basically, Mitch, chilling out, having a look at the Discord, chatting to you guys, and in the background, I will be imaging. Ooh, I've had a slight failure there. M16. Anyway, I'll stop the sequence, so we'll just reset this thing. I may have to loosen up this filter wheel, you know. I'm considering the fact that it could be binding in hot weather. We will see. I'll just try a test move and see if it can change now. We don't get any errors. Changing that, so fair enough. Let's kick that thing off. We will have to keep an eye out for that though, I reckon. So I guess I'll shorten up the YouTube chat box just a tiny bit so I can keep an eye down in the bottom there for error messages from Nina. Anybody got any major suggestions, by the way, for things we could shoot with the SQA 106? M16 is just out of reach for it, unfortunately, so yeah, I'm a little bit stuck. I know it seems like I'm all over the place, and that's because I am, but I promise we will get properly started in just a moment. Try and use Stellarium to find an appropriate target. So, ooh, you know what? The Crescent, that could be pretty good. Wonder how it looks with some framing. I've got the 585 from QHY, so that's close enough. And SQA 106. That frames well. That's an option. I think we're actually rotated 90 degrees on this thing. That frames well, and we've looked at that a little bit as just to like the end of the last live stream. That really is quite pretty. Just fire up the chat panel as soon as I can. If I can find it. Where's it gone, Lukey boy? Oh, this is disastrous. There we go. Wizard, fireworks. Ooh, fireworks galaxy. Was it a weird COVID, not COVID? Just had the last 5 days. Difficult to explain. I'm glad you're better. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it felt a lot like COVID. Yeah, it did. But I don't know. We've got no tests, to be honest, so I couldn't check anyway. Several others are working on processing the crescent. Cocoon. Potentially. Oh, God, there's so many good suggestions. How's the evening? Scott says, how's it going, Scott? Nice to see you, buddy. All well here, mate. Yeah, all well, I'm happy to say. Let me just pull the chat panel off to one side for a sec. And I will make use of, whatever it is, there we go. This chat on screen for you guys just for a minute. New interstellar object discovered, 20 kilometers diameter. Just watched a video on it, says Gary. Bloody heck, that's a decent size, isn't it? Or it would seem so, you know what I mean? Looks like it's plate solved and we're on the way now. Successful autofocus. Right, back to target selection. So you guys made some good suggestions there. Let's take a look at those. Wizard was suggested. Wizard. Well, that's well placed. That's nice and high, and it does frame well. Yeah, we do like that. Brody said fireworks. That should definitely be visible as well. Yeah, there we go. That's also there. I took a nice image of the fireworks galaxy with the edge a little while back. I'll tell you what I would love to do, Brody. On the note of this, I would like to try and frame it up with this Barnard. Was it like Barnard 150 or something? Oh yeah, right there, B150. How did I not see that? With potentially, if I can just demonstrate, SQA 55 and a 2600. So that could be a nice field of view, getting Barnard 150 and the Fireworks Galaxy all in one if possible. But I know that's a really hard target for my location due to light pollution that we have. But yeah, could be. It's a possibility. We'll just set this back up, simulating that field of view. Fireworks was suggested. Cocoon. Cocoon. Also really quite nicely placed. Oh, crikey, there's some convincing ones here, guys. I'm kind of feeling like I'll save the Cocoon and the Fireworks Galaxy for when I'm using one-shot colour. And I might go after maybe the Wizard or the Crescent. Let's have another look at the Crescent as well. It's a bit of a toss-up. Alright. I'm putting it to you guys. Real quick one. Starter ball. Wizard or Crescent. Wizard, Crescent, Badger. That's for people who are feeling particularly silly. Right then. Oh, that has not aligned. What the heck? Oh, slew to center, and that's a gaff on my part, guys. God damn it. Good job we noticed, though. I didn't just go like sailing into the Discord. It's been a disaster tonight so far. Crikey, if something can go wrong, it will. Ooh, alright. Wizard winning by a mile. Fair play then, guys. You have decided. I'll get straight back to that. We can close down this thing. And reopen wherever it's gone. This thing. The Wizard. Nebula. What's its NGC designation? Does anybody know off the top of your head? Oh, Scott, thank you for that, mate. I've just seen 5 memberships. That's really, really kind of you, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you. And welcome aboard the the new members as well. Ram, good to see you. Corin, how's it going? Good evening from Barbados. Oh, mate, nice to see you. Cave and squid, said Milkman. I think the squid is, I don't know, maybe too hard right now, potentially. Otto, I didn't see you say hello there, buddy, so hello, right back to you. Leo says, hi, Luke. It's so nice to share your sessions and learn from you. That's really kind of you to say, Leo. I don't think you're learning too much tonight with how chaotic it's been, mate. 7380. Sorry about that, guys. I should really have just Googled that than rather than like leaning on you so much, but thank you. 7380. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get this thing loaded up. I think just a simple HOS, and we'll attack it as soon as it loads. Anyway, all right, spot on. Add sequence. You know me; it's always going to be legacy sequencer. So set up a big loop. Slew to center. Start guiding. Cool. Unpark. Meridian flips. All ticked this time, thankfully. Autofocus on start, every degree of change. We'll go 2 minute subs. Let's amp up the gain a tiny bit. 200. All right. Let's go hydrogen. 3 of those. 3 more for oxygen. 3 more for sulfur. I think I've put 9 in now. Yeah, there we go. So we'll go oxygen. Apologies as I just brute force this setup. Sulfur. Okie dokie. And we'll dither that last sulfur frame. So every time it reaches that at the end of the sequence, it will dither after that frame. Then everything will be dithered from that point on, each time it reaches it. Spot on. So NGC 7380 wizard. Oh. How about that? I must have already saved it last year or something on this PC. Super. Right. Hit go. And see what that comes up like. Catch up with you guys while we watch this thing and make sure it's it's working now this time. Oh, and one moment. Let's check that this one is going as well, and it is, so that's working correctly this time. So we've got sulfur frame, one of them. Look at the structure in that thing. Jeez. Couple of oxygen frames, couple of hydrogen frames. I have to say, it's one of those targets I just wish it was a bit higher for me, because I'd be shooting it all the bloody time. It's that pretty. You know, like sometimes people ask, like, what's your favorite kind of targets? And I do think it's galaxies, but man, every now and again you see a target that's just brings you back to what first got you into it, kind of thing. And one of the things that did get me started, initially, at least in that interest phase, was Hubble imagery, of which, you know, this is one of the most famous images in it. The pillars of creation, that beautiful close up, like here. So it's nice to finally, you know, having a go at shooting it in narrowband. Right, that is working correctly anyway, so I can keep an eye on rig number 2 just while it gets set up. Do you want to see how these subs looked, by the way, on the ASCAR SQA 106 without guiding, unfortunately? So that's the field of view with the 585. And unfortunately, without guiding, there's a little bit of trailing, but I'll tell you what, 2 minute subs. 585 is a good camera, man. Right, we're just on autofocus for the wizard now, so let's catch up, guys. Oh, Gideon. Oh, mate, thank you for that. For the poo fund. Are those diapers for me or for Felix? I don't know sometimes. Not been feeling too great lately. But really, seriously, mate, thank you very much indeed for that. Nappies are expensive, so that does help. Just got the Raster 11 having issues connecting to my ASIR Plus, connecting my ASIR to the CG-XL mount, says Astro JWA. I'm trying to think now what could be the problem there. Have you ever used the ASIR with that mount before? Is it just power problems? Now you've got maybe a bigger scope than before and it's drawing more energy, dropping voltages, causing connectivity issues, etc. Just spitballing ideas for you here. Congratulations on your baby, Luke. Could you tell me what filters you use the most for your photography sessions? Ooh, good question, Leo. Quite a difficult one. If I'm using a mono rig, man, I feel like if I'm shooting mono these days, because I have both cameras, one-shot color and mono, I would typically really concentrate my mono time into shooting true narrowband. So, you know, SHO, so sulfur, hydrogen, and oxygen. So those would be my most used mono filters, I would say. But when it comes to one-shot color, probably my most fun way of shooting one-shot color is just with the UV IR cut filter. I really just seem to really enjoy it for some reason. Simplicity, maybe that's the appeal. It's hard to say, but yeah, I'd say those are probably my most used filters. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Thank you again, by the way, Scott. That were really kind of you, buddy. Thank you to everybody who got back to me when I was asking about the wizard. You're absolute superstars. And hello, Kenneth. And you knew that without Googling. Fair enough, Gideon. Mellow Fellow, cheers from Tennessee, USA. How's it going, sir? Nice to see you. That's why you have us hanging out. Appreciate it, Mike. Jay says, oh man, I can't believe I actually caught a live stream. Super, dude. It's nice to have you here. Dogman says, how are you? I'm doing good, sir. Doing good, sir, I should say. Thank you. I'm got a frog in my throat, though, apparently. Let me try to get comfortable. Oh, I think this chair's a bit of a torture apparatus when you've been in it a little bit too long. Let's see. Love the Legacy. Not smart enough for the drag and drop one. Me either, Mitch. So that makes two of us, buddy. To be honest, I've not really looked at the advanced sequencer. Perhaps it's something I should maybe have a go at one of these days. I don't know, but I've never felt held back by the Legacy sequencer, and it's what I'm used to. So yeah, just try to keep things simple as much as I can. Edward, nice to see you, dude. Leo says, so that's the question I answered for you there, Leo. Got you. I assume you thought I'd missed it. Long time no see. How's it going? Not bad at all, Edward. To be honest, mate, yeah, not bad at all. Thank you. How about you? Currently imaging NGC 6888 038 total error. Whew. Good stuff. Thank you again, by the way, Gideon. Very, very kind of you, mate. Is this... I'm trying to figure out now if I'm blocking chat. I've got it probably a little bit big, don't I? So about here. It'll be okay. Liberty Astro, how's it going, mate? Always nice of you to pop by. Lubo in China, nice to see you, Lubo. Can you use a standard UV IR cut filter with a fast F ratio? Absolutely, yes you can. That's one of my favourite things to do, to be honest, mate. So like my Hyperstar and previously my Rasers, just using one of those with a one-shot colour camera, UV IR cut filter, and even in a light blue location, it's pretty damn good, I have to say. Oh, that first sub feeling, look at that. 1 2-minute sub. Whew. Jeez. God, good grief. I love that telescope. That SQA just... Dude, it puts me in my happy place. It really, really does. I am so chuffed with it. It's one of those things where it took some time, like, convincing myself, like, no, Luke, you can do this. You should buy yourself something nice. With the 20,000 subscriber thing. Christ, I'm glad I did. Oh... I don't know how well it's coming through for you guys on YouTube's compression, but that thing punches so far above its weight. It is ridiculous. Now, I have lost the YouTube chat box, and I realise I've doubled up on chat, so that's another mistake on my side. Sorry about that, guys. Bit confusing with the overlay. Yeah, got you. That were absolutely my bad there, Mike. The weird thing is, like, the overlay is... It's just an overlay on the stream side of things, so I don't see anything on the screen. I guess we can end Paul Badger. You see, I'm glad I put it in there. Ascar just puts you in a happy place. It does. I'm chuffed with it. Ahoy, Supra. How's it going, dude? Nice to see you. Glad to see you keeping up with the drawing, by the way. I do still keep seeing your drawings popping up on Insta. Rainy season here. Won't see the stars for quite some time. That's fair, mate. This one's for you, by the way, Supra. Let me just find an image real quick. I know most of you guys aren't going to care, but... hottest day of the year for us. So I've got an air conditioner I bought last year, just like a stand unit that you plonk down and just enjoy. So we were all inside because it was way too hot to be outside, and it wouldn't have been good for Felix anyway out there. So we tried to cool the room as much as possible, but we all felt a bit trapped. So I decided I'm going to do a painting. And I don't know if any of you out there has ever played World of Warcraft, but it's inspired by... I will get an image for you. A big, nasty beastie. So I'll show you first. Inspired by this thing. And that was what I painted. That's what I did on the hottest day of the year. That's how I chose to spend it. Painting a fire, almost a bit of a fire vagina in it, really. Let's be honest. And this was how Felix spent his day. Just chilling. On a water-filled bubble thing. What a cool little dude. But yeah, that's what Luke got up to. Oh, Astro JWO, thank you very much indeed for that, mate. That's very, very kind of you. I appreciate the support. I really do. Kenneth says, is the SQA still paired with the QHY minicam? Looks insane. It is indeed, Kenneth. Yeah, mate. It is indeed. I'm considering. So I'll run this by you guys as well, to be honest. I'm considering leaving the QHY minicam on the SQA 106 for a little while longer, and then potentially putting like the full frame one-shot color on that thing when it comes around towards like autumn, winter time, because there's a lot of targets then that I'd like to be gathering more like just broadband data on. I think that'll be a better fit, potentially. I don't really like shooting broadband too much in mono. No real major reasons. I just enjoy the simplicity of one-shot color, but narrowband is pretty damn fun in mono, I have to say. But yeah, still drawing, just taking longer. I think that's natural, mate, to be honest. Yeah. Rob, nice to see you, Rob. Hope you guys are doing well. Watch scope and camera combo tonight. As it happens, mate, as it's my first clear night in ages, I've got 3 rigs up and running, Rob. So I've got the SQA 55, the 2600 Air. That's like the paired up mobile rig that's outside on the deck, imaging really a poor choice of target, to be honest. The Veil Nebula complex in broadband, so we'll see how that turns out. Rig number 2, I'll just pull the chat off screen for just a moment. ASCAR SQA 106 paired up with a QHY Minicam 585, and that's what's given us this rather crispy looking data. This was community suggested, this target. I just asked, like, what should we shoot, and that's what we're doing. The Wizard, and I think I will continue on with this, to be honest with you. I'm really happy that you guys suggested this. It's just looking phenomenal. So I am noticing though that we're just taking hydrogen frames. Why is that? Why is it not switched? Is my filter wheel connected? It is. This is Astro for you, isn't it? You don't use your gear for like a few weeks and then you've got gremlins to bloody figure out. But rig number 3 anyway, Rob, before I forget, mate. It's the Edge HD 11.7 times reducer and the 533 Player 1 Aries mono, and we're shooting M16 with it. So these are oxygen frames, looking pretty nifty, and some earlier hydrogen frames right there. You can see tons of detail on display. I'm really hopeful that this is going to look incredible once it's been passed through a bit of BlurXTerminator and the like. Look at these bot globules, by the way, as well, just over here. Nutty. Anyway, oh, and there's a sulfur frame, just as it happens. So much structure, you know, that sulfur really adds to it on these things, I have to say. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. Now then, let's figure out this second rig, because clearly something's wrong. Oh, or is there? It's switched. It's just me who's mistaken. I'd shot 3 hydrogen frames on the Wizard M16 beforehand. Right, crisis over. Confused astrophotographer makes mistakes. More news at 10. Right, Discord for a bit. Let's have a look, shall we, chaps? I always like catching up on the Discord, seeing what you guys have been doing. So if you've got yourself anything new and you want to show it off, now's the time. Let's see it. Chris Digata here. He was sending me some update pictures of this, showing me as it came along. I've met Chris in person. He's actually the chap I got my my Rasa 11 from back in the day. Really lovely chap. But yeah, this is what he's been making. So a second observatory with a little roll-off roof. You can see that roll-off area right there. Side question for anybody out there: how do you find these solar, like charged security cameras work? I am fed up of having to recharge my my Ring cameras, basically. Let's give that a nice solid heart, by the way. Abracadabra, hocus pocus, wizard. Wow, was addictive. Still is addictive, mate, for me. I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm enjoying a bit of downtime on WoW, because not to go off on a gaming tangent now, but I know most of you here don't play, I would imagine anyway, but just for you, Ram, I'm enjoying WoW at the minute since becoming a dad, because they've added some new content to the game that you can kind of do on your own. So if you need to pop off and take a break at any time, you're not letting other people down by like having them wait for you. So I found that appealing, basically. Means I don't have to just solely play single player games, kind of thing. Astro Matte, GT71 and Quark Chromosphere. Ooh, nice. Used it the weekend for solar imaging. Hoping to get another solar imaging session in this week. Fantastic, mate. You'll love to see it. It's one of those things, you know, I've never really had a proper go at. The most serious solar imaging I've done, I reckon, is white light solar filters. Such as, like, I don't know if you've seen the Seymour solar glass plate things with like a metal frame, and I had one of those that fitted a 300 PDS, which was a ridiculous combination, but it was fun. But yeah, that's the most serious effort I ever made at solar. Other than that, it's just been like stuff with the Sea Star. I like having a look at the sunspot activity, that kind of thing. But this is, of course, a lot more involved, but gets better results. First night back, says Daniel. Imaging here. Oh, first night back imaging. Nice. Still twilight here in the north of Scotland for another 4 weeks. Crikey, mate. Yeah. It's same here, Dan, to be honest, mate. I mean, it's definitely worse for you in Scotland, but I mean, even here in northern England, of course, we've got the same sort of issue. Looks like something else. Oh, is that the painting I did? Crikey, I'm dehydrated though. Hi Luke, says Jakub. May I have a technical question? Of course. I was trying to make my rig work with Nina, but I struggled to connect to my HEQ5. Same EQ mod cable works just fine with ASI Air. Any idea what it may be? I'm gonna guess at potential port issue. I know the EQ mod can be a bit finicky the first like time or two connecting to a new to it rig, and yeah, once it finds itself an appropriate port, make sure you keep everything in position as much as possible. Don't know if it makes much odds, but I have found that if you even swap around USBs to different ports on your mini PC or hub or whatever, it can throw it off again. It's weird. He's growing up so fast. Mikey is, mate. He is. It's magic though now to see. So just like the other day, we had two new like Felix things, two new developments within 2 weeks. So he seems to wake up and he'll come up with something new that he can do. So while we were on holiday, he discovered that he can go, and excuse me for this, but he discovered he can go like now and like make raspberry noises just one day out of nowhere after never doing it. Then when we came back home, we woke up one day to him, he'd figured out clapping. So yeah, superb. Really is a match made in heaven. That the SQA and the 585, mate, it is. Yeah. I'm giving up with Astro. Not imaged for 6 months. I'm going to concentrate on making Astro equipment. Interesting, mate. Interesting. Don asks, good evening, Luke. How's the family doing? Really good, Don, to be honest, mate. Yeah, really good. I could, if anybody wants to see them, I don't know if you're that bothered, but could show you a few pictures from the holiday. But I don't want to be boring you equally, you know what I mean? M16 looks amazing. Thank you, Rob. Transcending the cosmos with Maya photography. Just want to say, I collimated my first ever telescope. It's an SCT. I'm proud of myself. Super. Well done. Yeah, well done you. That's a big thing. Your first time collimating's the worst time, I reckon. Should always be a little bit easier next time after that. So Astro Vino's just got back to me about what I was asking with the solar charged cameras, and he says they're perfect. Get the Eufy ones. So I think you can see them on Amazon, I want to say. Maybe Costco. I'll have a think about that then, mate. If you're saying they're good, I know that I should ask Chris as well, but yeah, super. Never got sucked into WoW. Final Fantasy had my life by the reins. I played FF14 for a while. I've played some of the single player Final Fantasies, mate. Absolutely loved them. 7's my favourite by far, but yeah, understandable, mate. Enjoy it. Thank you. I've tried the Minicam 8 on an SCT with a reducer. I haven't, Rob. The reason being, if I'm going to use that kind of fine pixel scale on the SCT, just like, you know, 1960mm focal length on my Edge 11, that'd be, I really need to be off-axis guiding, I reckon. So I think QHY are working on an off-axis guide system for those minicams, and if I get the chance to try one of those out, I will. Absolutely. But yeah, that's the thing that stopped me, buddy. Basically, that's all it is. I have a single wicked bad internal reflection on lights and flats. Sometimes they cancel and create a good calibrated image, other times not. That is interesting. Which size SCT do you have, Rob? Is it the 8, mate? I'm trying to think. Matt tried Green Swamp Swerver. That's a good suggestion from Matt there. Yeah, GSS. That's another good option. Mustache says Mark. No worries, Mark. Thank you for spending some time with us, mate. Work beckons in a few hours and need to sleep. Catch up later. Have a good night. Clear skies, all superb. Thank you for spending some time, Mark. I do appreciate it. Seems like a reflection created by where the Minicam spacer ring reduces down. Ah, that makes sense. Because it is like a it's got like a shoulder, doesn't it? On the step down thing. It's not just like a right angle on the reducer. Let me just try to QHY Minicam 8. If I'm remembering correctly, anyway, Rob. I think I know what you're on about. If the page would ever load, Jesus. Oh, look, here we are. Minicam 8 OAG. That'd be lovely. Looks like you just take out the top 2 screws for the filter wheel cover plate. Okay. I can respect that. That looks like it might actually just solve the issue we were talking about, actually, Rob. It'd eliminate that step down. Can we see the default connector? I think it's that dark ring we're talking about there, isn't it? Apparently not. Nope, I've missed it. Anyhow, unimportant at this point. I think you might have it there though, Rob. That does make total sense. That would be the thing, lighting up and kind of creating the issue. Blimey, Casey. Firstly, really good to see you, Casey. But secondly, mate, thank you very much for that support. Wow, that's very, very kind of you, mate. I do appreciate it. Blimey. Let's see the pictures, please. Oh, yeah, a few holiday pictures. Is that what we're on about, mate? Yeah, I'll happily show you a few of them, dude. No problem. I just didn't know if people would be interested. We had a great time. It's just... what can I say? I think Yorkshire's such a beautiful place to be. And... I don't know. It's like the call to adventure when you're looking for a holiday place to go always seems to send you way far afield, kind of thing. But we've got some really beautiful places right on our doorstep here in Yorkshire. So, yeah, I think so. Anyway, try to fill with it a little bit. Superb, Jakub. I will say, Jakub, if you tried it right after trying, ASCOM, that's the word I was looking for, without a reboot in between, that could have been part of the issue. Sometimes if I'm having like port issues and I know nothing's changed and I know it all should work, just a reboot can fix it. 8-inch, so it is the 8, Rob, yeah, got you. M16 looks like an amazing day. Thank you, mate. Let's just check in on it actually and see where we're at. I'll just have to pop this across once again real quick. So yeah, these H subs, whoo, damn, I have to say, they are looking good. Wow. What's this bit here as well? Like there's a brightening at the bottom. Not visible in oxygen, just visible in sulfur. But like really there in hydrogen. Is that part of the main structure or something just out of frame? But yeah, that's looking good. Quickly check in on the second rig as well. Oh yes. That is that's doing the business. Check the other channels though as well. So oxygen. Blimey, there's next to nothing there, is there? Look at that. It's just the faintest bit in oxygen. And sulfur. Oh, there's quite a bit in sulfur. That'll really add to it then. I think that's one thing I do miss a little bit. If you're shooting one-shot colour, dual narrowband, you're missing out on sulfur, generally speaking. You can't really differentiate it on a one-shot colour Bayer matrix from data captured with a H filter at the same time. It's all, you know, registering on the same red pixels. So unless you shoot them separately, you're stuffed. You've got to make a synthetic sulfur, which does work decently well, but the real thing is unbeatable, of course. Look at these HFRs as well. Grief. 158. Bloody hell, yeah. Right. Back on with the Discord. I promise things will stop being quite as chaotic very shortly. Once I settle back down into the swing of things with streaming. Hang on. Where are we? Solar camera. Says Cymax. Just be aware that in winter, shorter days can affect the charging of the camera if the solar cell is not in the optimal position. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it'd be great in the middle of summer right now because it's just bloody sun all the time. But yeah, winter, it's a fair point. M16 looks like amazing data. Thank you, mate. You're on the Dumbbell Nebula. Beautiful target. We'll only get an hour before it's too light. What's your thoughts on the 585 mono? Whew, right. I absolutely love it. Basically, Daniel, I think it's one of the best sensors out there. I don't really have anything negative to say about the 585. Just being real with you, you know what I mean? I think, and it's not a case of for the money. I think it's as good as the technology found in like the more expensive, like 2600 and 6200 cameras. It's fantastic. I want to shoot that target, by the way, the dumbbell with my Edge HD. I want to try that because it's going to fit incredibly well. Thank you again, by the way, Casey. Blimey, mate, that is some mega support. I really appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Welcome aboard, new members. Hello to you too, Deep Sky Astro. Casey is indeed the man. Now I'm forced to use Nina. Ooh, I was so lazy, but me and ZBO aren't feeling each other right now. Story later. Ooh, I'm here for the story, mate. Bloody hell. That's interesting. Do you have a Houston? We have a problem pick. We got caught with Felix having a poop pick. I don't have a picture, but I do have a miniature story to tell you. So the day we were meant to go on holiday with Felix, we were setting off on a Monday basically, and Chloe's got him in a routine where she takes him to like a swimming baths nearby where they do like a baby swim session, and yeah, she has a great time anyway. I don't know if Felix has a good time, but she definitely does. Anyway, so the plan was take him to baby swim because he always goes to sleep after, always, and then do the car journey right after that thing. So we went there, got him in the car, and thought, I think there has been a problem, Houston, and it turns out that it decided to do a massive crap right before we set off. So where they're trying to change a mega caked baby boy in the middle of a car park. Not his finest moment, but yeah, memorable. Focus on the Discord. I will do. I really need a pee, actually, so I'll be back in just 1 second, guys. Ooh. Yo, yeah, so I'm back. Sorry about that. I got a ding on Facebook from the Big Z for a post of mine that was taken off. Ruined Dark Side weekend and so on. What's all that about then, mate? That's weird. Jose, how's it going? Jose, 5F5 does blow out the stars much easier, so you definitely will need to dial the exposure and gain setting correctly, unlike the X571 sensors. That's fair, mate. They do have a lesser full well capacity, but man, never really found it to be much of an issue. But you're not wrong, Jose. That's for sure. But yeah, man, I still can't believe that. That story I was just telling you. Normally it's not bad. You know, anybody out there, you've got kids, you'll know what I'm on about. Every now and again, your baby will do a poo that's like a poo IED. Like it's just gone off like a grenade in the pants and it's just everywhere. And it was one of them. Unbelievable. Kieran. I think Kieran had been making some adjustments to his telescope a little bit while back. Like a mirror mask and stuff. Nice all white rig. It looks very very color coded. Pretty cool. I like the obsi as well. Nice stuff. Yeah, Mike says very nice obsi. Decided to go galaxy hunting. Rodhui. Sounds like a Welsh name. Rodhui. EQ8 with a single weight count balancing that thing. Nice. Red scope. Very odd colour, I have to say. Normally not used to seeing that kind of thing. Dual DSLRs. Lumix S5s at 376mm. Scoutcher 72 ED. Alden and L enhance. Still ironing out a little bit of backlash. Got guidance to around 0.6. That's good. Learning as much as possible by overcomplicating everything. Still yet to make the leap on the software side of things. Loving the space created here and love looking at all your awesome images. Super. Glad to see Flip is enjoying himself there. Got a notification about being gifted. Thanks to who gifted. There's a new obsi now. What? Kieran, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on both then, mate. The gifted sub and the new obsi. Crikey. Nifty rig. I had one of them telescopes, an Evo Star 72, and the non-matched reducer in my case, as they weren't out at the time. Really enjoyed it. Good bit of kit. Nice, cool photo there as well. Give you a like on that, good sir. Felix wants you to get a deep sky smelloscope. I think maybe he does, mate. Yeah. I won't want to use the nose piece on that thing. That would be weird, wouldn't it? You wouldn't need an eyepiece. You'd have to like get your nostrils onto something, some sort of apparatus. Good seeing you. Hope all is well. It is indeed, Francis. Thank you very much indeed, mate. Yeah, doing well. Oh, looking forward to seeing it then, Kieran. We'll get down to that very shortly, mate. Rob has a Minicam 8 question. What gain and offset do you prefer? Ooh, especially considering well depth and saturating stars. Currently using 80/10. I think that's the default. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, Robert, to be honest, mate. I've done some experimentation outside of that. And allow me to try and take a look. I think I'm running 200 gain today on this just for narrowband stuff. I will say I think it wouldn't be that usable on otherwise, but yeah. Let me check my sequencer. So yeah, I'm running 250 on the Minicam 8 rig right now, and we're seeing very low mean values overall. I'm assuming these brighter stars have had their cores just about cooked. 55,000 we're seeing in the core of that thing. Probably brightest star on there now. 55, 53. So they're just inside, I reckon, and not yet clipped, but bloody close. But the rest of it's looking good. Most of the normal stars in the image I shouldn't think would be problematic. 6K, 5K, 7K, so it's working fine for narrowband stuff with slightly higher gain. No real reason for this, by the way, Rob. I'm not trying to say my way is right and your way is any less right. It's just experimentation. Pure and simple, that's all it is, mate. Oops. Let me just get this thing open back up. Karen just posted some subs from that newt you showed earlier on the Crescent. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that. I know you mentioned a few people were having a go at the Crescent, weren't they? So that'll be good to see. Christopher. Carbon. Is this a... Looks like an RC6. I would say, looking at the size of that back. Very neat rig. I mean, incredibly neat rig. It looks phenomenal. Yeah. Good stuff. Thank you for sharing, mate. Has nobody... There we go. Have a heart on that one, good sir. Rockaruda. Had a new Wanderer Astro Mini V2 rotator. Okay. Finally got to do a real test last night. Alright. Hey, that's a neat rotator, mate, isn't it? On an Astrotech AT102 EDL. That fits nice. On the AM5, I'm assuming. A 5. Looks good anyway. Everything looks nice and neat. Good stuff. I'm toying around with the idea of trying to come up with some more cable management systems for the 3D print business side of things, to help with, like, you know, danglers like this kind of thing that can oscillate in wind if they're not tied up, etc. I've got a few prototypes. I might have to try to figure something out, but yeah. The Felix Brown Dust Nebula. The brown splat, mate. Oh god, like I say, it was like it had some sort of just a poo IED in his pants. Normally it's just super easy and it's par for the course, baby poops, clean baby. But he had to do the biggest, messiest poop ever in the middle of the car park. So Nice. Damn, that's looking swish, Kieran. I like that, mate. Yeah, I like that. Beautiful stuff. Looks like it really fits just nicely in there as well. And with your legs being extended too, you've probably got a little bit more wiggle room should you ever wish to change OTA, you know, like a bigger OTA or whatever you want to do. You could probably let those legs down a little bit and accommodate even larger scopes, you know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with what you have. I like the flat panel on the wall, by the way. That's a neat solution. I've currently got mine where like I hang the flat panel from a few hooks on the ceiling and let it just dangle. Looks a bit mad, but yeah. Not sure if you get to it tonight, but I dropped the rig I'm currently working on, getting up and running on Discord. Channel suggestion: Astro Poop TV. Yeah, absolutely. Kieran, not Karen. Got you. Consider to do one target with 3 scopes at the same time. I have. Yes, I've absolutely considered that, mate. The idea behind it being, so I wanted to do one target, 3 different rigs, 3 different fields of view, not trying to match field of view and things like that, to try to do, like you'll sometimes see on like a TV show, where they do a mega zoom and it's like a wide field shot with like a DSLR, let's say, and then it punches in with a steady zoom to a more near field shot, and then punches in further to something, let's say, with the Edge HD or whatever. And that was the idea behind it, but I've just not actually done it yet. But that's what I eventually want to do. I want to try make a video around doing like a mega zoom. I don't know, really don't know how to market the video. This is the eternal curse, I reckon, with YouTube. You got to try and figure out what you're going to bloody title and thumbnail your video so that people are likely to even click it. Killing the night sky with the S30. Early morning M31. S30 is a good choice, I reckon, for M31. That'd be some fun. Looking sweet. That dog is expected to pay rent. Rotator and filter wheel added. Oh, that's a swish rig. I like. Gotta say, that's the head of that pier is enormous. I wonder why that is. But he's solved the problem completely, of course, with an extension, and it does look neat. And likely helps him get very slightly higher too for hitting targets. A few feet can make a massive difference. But yeah, nice, good cable management too on that thing. Nothing's like, you know, free to wobble around or anything like that. Good stuff. I know Fatu has posted a few times now, and he hadn't really been into astrophotography long at all, so it looks like first he's gone all in by the look of the rig, but you know, he's really learned quick and got his stuff in order. Hello Luke, hello Astro Cop, popping in. Got the S50 out tonight and no kebab for tonight. Oh no. Do you know what? All these talk kebabs on live streams, I did actually have one last week. I say last week, it was Father's Day. What a bad treat for Father's Day, by the way. A heart-clogging kebab. I'll tell you what I've been making a lot of recently. Pizzas. I bought myself a pizza oven. Jeez. I have been... I'm turning Italian. I've been smashing pizzas left and right. Gideon says, well, there's once a Redcat 51. There is now an ASCAR Apo 120 pointed at the skies. Luke is familiar with this particular scope. Why might that be? Yeah. I do hope you're enjoying that scope, Gideon, if you're still here. I had to think long and hard about parting with that, mate. What a cracking bit of kit. That is, You mean business with that thing, don't you? That looks enormous. That power supply. your mount's in no danger of dropping over, is it? Crikey. Good stuff though, mate. Yeah, looking fantastic. Oh, I missed that, by the way. Jose, I recently added an SV260 multiband filter with Antler RGB filters. Seems to be doing the job of cutting the pollution and showing deeper objects. Have you ever double stacked filters? I think I've double stacked filters like once, mate. Absolutely donkey's years back. Love your streams, not the the yellow stream. Oh, crikey. Thank you for that, mate. I appreciate the support. Really, really kind of you. Ah, good stuff, Gideon. Yeah, it's looking nifty, Gideon. What power bank is that, by the way? It's like coloured like a Jackery. Is it a Jackery? I don't know. It just looks chunky, you know what I mean? Like it means business. But yeah, thank you for that, E-Man. Appreciate it. Great counterweight, yeah. Like I was saying, there's no chance of that thing blowing over, is there? Oh, blimey. Would be interesting to see a video target, a Zoom video target, but family time for you first. Oh, mate, that is enormously kind of you. It really, really, really is, Astro Vino. You're a champion, mate. I just appreciate that so much. I'm a little bit blindsided. Blimey. Thank you, mate. Tell you what, what a lucky man I am to be in this kind of position, and it's all thanks to you guys. I want you to know, by the way, I know I do make a big thing of donations because it is a big thing, but I want you to know that I do appreciate you all. I really, really do. Let's look at some telescopes. I'm sorry, I'm getting all mushy. DC in Zona. Who says we can't control the weather? Moonlight Nightcrawler installed. Weather. Yes, actually true. It's a well-known fact. Nice scope army, by the way, right there. Look at that thing. I know he's got an FSQ 106 with this gargantuan focuser on there. I appreciate me too. It's good to hear, mate. Yeah, not everybody does appreciate themselves. But no, seriously, thank you again. That's above and beyond kind, is that, mate? I mean it. I really, really mean it. I have to say, by the way, this Epsilon back here, I've always fancied an Epsilon, which never really found the right Epsilon for me. I think they look like a great piece of kit, you know what I mean? Nearly as fast as something like a Rasa or similar, but you can use a mono camera, filter wheel, etc., off-axis guider, whatever you want, of course. Interesting bit of kit. It's an X-Storm 500 watt Dutch brand. Okay, don't make them anymore. Fair enough, mate. Thank you for letting me know, though, all the same. It just looks like a good chunky bit of kit. Blimey, thank you again, mate. New setup installed. ASCAR71F, says Henk. And the ZBO 7x2 filler wheel. On step, mount upgrade, excited to put it outside. Cracking stuff. Although, I have to ask. We're going to ask, what are you keeping in the cage? It looks like birds. I did wonder what were in there. Nifty. On-step controller. Never had a go at anything like that, mate, to be honest. Yeah. Nice rig. Good stuff. Your Discord invite seems to have expired. Okay, mate. Let's... You know what? Hang on. Is it expiring on my kind of videos? Ukamatico. Ooh, he's live right now. Crikey, fancy that. But no, if I just How's it going there, guys? In this video, we're going to be taking a look. Shut up, Luke. Jesus. So, is it this one that you've tried, Alum Gear? Just let me know, dude, because if so, I need to go through some of my YouTube videos and update, of course, as well. But yeah, let's crack on with the Discord viewing. First telescope I got for astrophotography, Apertura Carbon Star 150. Included 0.95 reducer coma corrector. Nice. QHY 183C and a laptop running Nina and PhD 2. What a lovely rig that is, eh? How neat that thing is. I have to say, a 150 newt you can do so much with. You really, really can. This one. Okay, so tried to use the link in the description. I can't get in. Thank you for checking that, mate. Looks like I've got a job on then. Okay. Invite people. Expire never. Generate a link. Copy. And pin. That one should work for you, chaps. Raster 11 makes the Edge 925 look tiny. Jeez, that's a big difference, isn't it? I didn't realize they'd look that different side by side. I've had an Edge 8 and then never seen a 925 in person, to be honest. Not even at a trade show, I don't think. But I've obviously had a Raster 11 and I know that they're bloody big. A lot bigger than it's looking on like that pace table there. Christ. If you'd have asked me to guess, I would have said that were an 8, but yeah, that's mad. What a difference. It's what you do with it that counts. There's always one. Fair enough, yeah. Owner, oh mate, look at that thing. You sent me a picture of this this rig in the background. What a scope that is. Looks like it's like secondary mirror. It's the camera mounted right there. Wild design. I'm assuming some sort of inbuilt corrector, or maybe he puts a coma corrector in the end or something, but yeah, crazy design, but what a lovely thing to own and use. Well done. You're in. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. I've noticed, unfortunately, that my focus tube was completely racked in while the AF is installed and it won't autofocus anymore. Any suggestions to try and fix it? Ooh. Is this... Does your scope reach focus, of course, at this point in time with no focuser attached? So that's the first thing to check. If you've changed anything on your rig, can you still reach focus? Because if so, it's just likely that during the process of autofocusing, when it tries to make a V-curve and it moves in intra and extra focal, if you like, inside and outside, those limits are set too far for your rig, so it's making too many step moves. Neat focus solution on that one. Yeah, it is, isn't it, mate? That's proper neat. Looks silly, doesn't it? Main scope is a 61 and guide scope is a 60. Like a bino scope. No, I don't think it looks silly. I think it looks good. Very neat rig, by the way, as well. And yoga poses in the background. Fair play to you. Okay. Respect it. Yes, it does. Okay. So it's just when it tries to autofocus that it like gets stuck. Is that what's happening? If so, you may need to kind of like just, if you reduce your step size, generally autofocus routines on stuff like ASI Air go off step size. for how far to move intra and extra. So like your initial movements away from focus. Edge 11 inside the roll-off roof. Roll-off roof? What's that mean? I can't talk tonight. Raster 8 just outside. Carefully measured. Scorpius to the right, but barely gets above my neighbour's house. And the raster is image M16. Nice. Calling this one the kitchen light reflection nebula. You can see, though. You can see the Milky Way there. Blimey. Yeah, look at that glow, though, dude, from the kitchen light. That's crackers. Good stuff, though. Let's give you a heart on that, mate. I will get through this later. I'm just trying to focus on the images and stuff at the minute. What we got here? Is someone's rig inside that? Because it looks like that's a spacer or a lens hood or something. Matt Draxler, finally getting my rig put together. Going to take some serious cable management, lots of cables to install. So the largest scope is an FSQ 106. Beautiful. Blimey, some Prima Luce gear there. QHY filter wheel. QHY 600 PHM. And the smaller scope is a Gear 60. I've tested one of those. I liked it. Astro Oasis focuser. Deep Sky Dad flat panel. It's all sitting on a CQ350. Never seen one of them in person. Very interesting looking mount. Like the Ioptron kind of things, aren't they? Running with an Eagle 6 Pro. Can't wait to get it up and running. Beautiful. Hell of a pretty looking rig. I have to say that focuser goes perfectly as well with the FSQ. I do like the big bulky focusers that you sometimes see. But that one that's nearly got like parallel lines, if you like, with the actual tube of the body. I don't know, just looks pretty swish. I like it. Very neat. Like you say though, a lot of cabling to go on. That's going to be interesting. Discord link seems to have expired. Got it? Oh, you've got it, that one now, mate. Perfect. Tom Prescott. That's a big old boy right there. 10-inch newt, I'm assuming. Is it a 10 or is it? Got to be a 10. It's quite a long tube, you know. Maybe it's an F5. I should have just read 10-inch f4.8. Sorry about that. I just looked at the image and started guessing. EQ6, 10-inch f4.8, perfect stuff. 2600 OAG, 7-slot EFW, and Antlia LRGB SHO filters. Superb. Says step count is 0. Tried moving it away from 0 and activating autofocus. Step size 10 for movement. Ah. That's a weird one, Daniel. You know, if you make a focus and movement yourself manually, like while stood with the telescope, let's say, for example, we're sure that the focuser is operating on the scope properly and it can move in both directions. So sometimes what you can have, if you've got something like a Crayford focuser and it's got a heavy load on it, you can get focuser slippage at certain angles. So it'll, let's say an electronic automatic focuser would be able to successfully move your focuser out, for example, just an example, but it wouldn't be able to generate enough friction to move it back in sometimes on a Crayford. Obviously, if you've got something like a rack and pinion, it's definitely not that, but that would be another thing to check. Just while with the focuser, with it all coupled up, try to make a big inward movement, a big outward movement, and make sure that it's doing those movements. Mount window ledge. I love it. I don't love this so much though. That is going to give me a heart attack. Oh, I'm just imagining it tumbling off, mate. That is, that's a panic. That's a panic right there. But yeah, good stuff. Total mess, mate. That's neat. And there's the rigs, looking good. I do have to wonder how is it setting up on a deck like this? I imagine it's a bit of a bloody nightmare, to be fair, but you know, even though the deck looks really, really, really good, I just wonder if it's like the weight of you trying to set things up is potentially a pain. Risk it for a biscuit. That's the one, mate. Cool stuff. Either way. And then He-Man's rig. Oh, is that a mask from Zelda? I've never played Zelda, but I think it looks like a Zelda mask. What's happened to the sea stars? They look discoloured. Hey, and what's this as well? That's a pre-charged pneumatic air rifle, like a bullpup design. Shrouded barrel, potentially, with a silencer on the end. Nice little rifle as well. If anybody wants to start posting their air rifles and stuff, I'm on board. Let's do it. Love this rig, by the way. I know I got immediately focused on the mask and then sidetracked to the air rifle and then the sea star discolor, but yeah, nice rig. Good stuff, mate. I think we have yeah, lol, I just saw him type back there. Fair enough. Yeah, I've reached the end of that. A few pics I'd like to share if that's okay. Absolutely, mate. Get them whacked in the Discord if you don't mind. I love my Carbon Star. I really want the second mirror collimation knobs. I need to buy the $200 extension package. Oh, why is that? That's properly rough, mate. A lot of people with like these carbon newts, aren't they? You know what I mean? But yeah, if you want to post them images, Citizen Fortress, I'd like to see them, buddy. So let me just, I did say, I'll only show you a few. I don't want to like bore you, but I did say, and I know a few people were interested, that I'd show you a couple of images from the holiday. So right, I think we're nearly at the holiday images now. Good grief, I take a lot of pictures. I really take a lot of pictures. Right, we can start here. I'll just show you a few, give you an idea. So this is right before we went. Put it in the Astro images forum. Yes, mate. If you've got like images you want to show us of your rigs, of course, that'd go in Astro gear. If you've got any dank memes, they go in the memes, and then Astro images just on there. And I'll have like a skim of the stuff that's been posted tonight, and then I'll have to start working my way through the other stuff, basically. But I'll tell you what, this is what we did for Father's Day. Me and my dad and Chloe's dad. We this was Felix, by the way, alfresco dining. But we all got matching shirts, and Felix got a matching shirt too. So yeah, that was us on Father's Day. Felix in the same shirt, me, my dad, Chloe's dad. Should have got one for Evie as well, you know what I mean? But that's a good memory. Look at that little champ in his chuffing shirt. Love that boy. So this was day one. This, by the way, this was, for those of you who were here earlier, this was right after the Poopgate scandal. The poop grenade went off, but this is right as we were arriving. So you can see like the kind of view we had. We were just around the corner here, and there's the ocean. This is a cliff, like a sheer cliff that went straight down from there. So it was a little bit of a a weird one getting to the beach. So it's like a mega steep ramp down to the beach, and there's like a guy who just drives a tractor all day up and down the beach. And that's what you had to use, really. It was doable to kind of push it up, but not really easy. I did bring the StarXTerminator to try and get some imaging done. Instead, I ended up looking at like boats and stuff on the horizon, because the caravan moved a bit too much on a night. We were having heavy wind at the time. Please do let me know if I'm boring you to tears with this, by the way. But this is what the caravan were like inside. This was us just chilling, watching some telly and stuff. Me looking really severe there. This code looks fresh, bruh. Thank you. Appreciate that, bro. Gear image putting gears. You got it, mate. Felix, having a good time. So, this is the route down we were talking about. I had Felix in the thing, but this part doesn't look... God, this is bad video. But it kept going on. It's really, really long. So it's a big old walk. We walked down the first time, but man, never again. This was down on the beach. Sea was out a long way. Me and my boy. Looking goofy. His first ever sandcastles. I made them for him, obviously. Not him. Not yet. He will eventually do that. Oh, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Alarm Gear. That's really kind of you, dudes. Yeah, that was a pretty special thing. I don't know why, but just, yeah, one of them things. He really liked seeing them. I kind of had it in my mind that he'd want to smash them up and destroy them, but he didn't seem too interested at first, so I helped him. And that's what we got up to here. You can see his little legs kicking and stuff. Of course, I'm making sound effects for him, by the way, as well.
It's like I'd rather just appreciate
him. So that was fun. Here's the aftermath. Sorry, I promise I'll get through these quickly. I just, I thought some of you might like to see them. We did an awful lot of walking around with him. I found a piece of glass that could make you look really goofy in your reflection because it warped. The only place we could feed him, like we're trying to feed him bits of solid foods as well, was in his miniature chair on the floor right there. Nice sunset. It really was a pretty place to be honest with you. I know the caravan park itself, yeah, you can take them or leave them, but god damn, honestly, sometimes sunsets at sea, whew, they are damn nice. I tried with my this thing. Find it for you. DJI camera to take a few time lapses of the stars, because I couldn't believe it, chaps. I couldn't believe how dark it was there compared to home. And it was a bottle 3-4, so very low end of a 4, very high end of a 3, but damn, it was ridiculous. And this is even during midsummer. It was just pretty. I wish I'd have taken a better camera, to be honest, to actually see the Milky Way, because you can just about see a little bit of the rift right there, but yeah, I just couldn't believe it. I tried some Astro imaging that were 35 seconds of chuffing data, and that were about 10 minutes. But this was the issue. You can see those huge streaks. That was just happening all night long, even with 10-second subs. So I gave up there, you know what I mean? The Discord Astro images are amazing, intimidating, inspiring. I'm glad you find them inspiring, at the very least, Robert. Yeah, having fun. Yes, mate. It were a really good time, Casey. So I will just get through these. I've started, so I'll finish. We took him to a place called Scarborough Sea Life Centre, and you know, his first time seeing fish, basically. And it's all set up. It's pretty damn good for kids and whatnot there, and there's all sorts of stuff. It was just a really good time. So he loved it. He was having a great time watching fish that were bigger than he is, just through the glass kind of thing. I was bewildered. Not as bewildered as he looked though in this little sequence of images right here. Like, Dad, what's that? What is that? Little video clip. These were big fish. You see his eyes widening. He's like, what? Yeah, a really cool place. Some fantastic coral as well there as well. Highly recommend it. If ever you get the chance to go to the Scarborough Sea Life Centre, I promise it's fun, not just for kids. We've got to see penguins. A little bit anyway, blurry. We got a close-up with some seals. These were big boys. We actually managed to talk to the handler, so I don't know if you can see through the glass right there. There were like a bunch of people waiting for a show where she's going to go out and feed the seals with like a bucket of fish, as you would expect. But me and Chloe were not too bothered about the show. We wanted to keep looking. So we caught the handler hiding around the corner waiting for a show to start, and we actually had a minute or two conversation with her before she had to go and do the show. And she's telling us all about these things, and apparently they've all got their own personalities. Like this one down here, I think it was called like Bob or something, and he's really lazy, so he's only bothered when there's some food on go. But yeah, they were definitely interested in looking at us, like aware of what's going on. Images I took recently are like 100 times better than the one I submitted back in March. Good stuff. Looking forward to seeing them, mate. Absolutely. But yeah, seals. They were weird to see up close. That was said bucket, by the way. She was really nice. She was telling us as well, some of these things, they weighed like 130 kilos each. Really big buggers. I think like it's hard to imagine just how heavy they are. I mean, I think I'm a fairly big chap. I'm 100 kilos myself, and they're enormous compared. Another 30k. Look at this. Absolutely mad. Those seals are huge. They were, mate. Yeah, camera does it no justice. This were a very small ray. Fantastic to see. There were some really big rays there as well. I'll just scoot things along. We then went to another place that I can highly recommend if ever you get the chance, called Peashome Park. And yeah, it's just a nice park set out in a load of woodland. And really pretty place again, and we explored a lot of that we've never actually looked at before, to be honest with you. And it's just green-ageddon everywhere you look, just as you can see. Beautiful green trees covered in ivy and such, and some of the biggest trees I've ever seen in person in my life, and some nice architecture as well. Big old bridge. That's the Sea Life Centre from the outside. Like a budget version of the Sydney Opera House, I guess. Back at the caravan, on the Wally trolley, the bus thing we were talking about, tractor rather. This is the sheerness of the cliffs we were talking about, by the way. So our caravan's like off to the right, up there, but you can see like that's where all the seagulls live. In the cliff faces, and they were just sparkling in the sun. It looked strange. Taking him for his dip in the sea, which he wasn't too happy about. That was too. We did take him back for some more though. He didn't mind. Yeah. It's just mad. I don't know what it is about the sea. It's rare you get to see like an uninterrupted horizon in it. I think that's one of the things that's so jarring. But just walking him out, it's weird. What else did we do? Went around some amusements. This is the day you learned how to do the thing I was telling you about.
No, you.
He does it. You see that? Oh god. He stopped doing it now, by the way. Like only 2 weeks on. He just had like a week where it was going mad, going all the time. Just stopped. Pizzas, by the way, I was telling you about. I've gone crazy with pizzas. But yeah, holiday photos. Hope you enjoyed them. Right. Citizen Fortress. Let's see then, dude. My Astro setup as of right now. About to slap a mini PC on this bad boy. Super. Oh mate, that's looking fantastic. Good stuff. I like how that is turbo dinky, innit? It really is a compact rig. Holy hell. Superb. Thank you for sharing that, mate. Astro images. Did any new gear come through? That was the last one. So Citizen Fortress wanted to show us his latest stuff. So North American Nebula and Seda region. Very pretty region. Rokinon 135 main lens. That's what it is. It's a Roki 135, of course. Nice, mate. Nice. How far back would I have to go, Citizen, to see your like work prior to this? Because that's a really nice shot. A really nice shot. You've done a great job of editing that, mate. Very tastefully done, I have to say. Nothing's looking out of place, forced in any way. Yeah, good stuff. Well done. Well done indeed. Thanks for sharing. Hey, no problem at all, mate. It's my pleasure. I'm only too happy that you enjoyed seeing them, to be honest. I didn't think anybody would care. Well, I just thought, make the offer. You can search for posts by my name. I of course, knew that, but I was just testing. Yeah. Definitely didn't know that, mate. Yeah, thank you. From Citizen Fortress. Here we go. Oh shit! So these were your first images, dude, back then. I remember I talked to you, and I could have sworn I gave you some advice about letting your rig cool before focusing. Am I misremembering? Or was this the thing that we talked about? Didn't expect to get a Crescent Nebula in that Seda image. It was entirely by accident. Fair enough, mate. Good stuff. Yeah, I remember those shots though. Yeah, that's cool, mate. Thank you for sharing that. I'll tell you what, with the processing challenge, I really need to get around to this. But man, thank you to the people. If anybody's here who took part and made submissions for this, thank you for doing that and taking the time. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to think how to do this now. I don't know whether to go live one day and like work through critiquing these live on stream, or just to record it as a video, because I realize not everybody's going to want to sit through seeing 35 variations of the same data. Do you know what I mean? Even though I think that's dead interesting, seeing people processing the same data and all the different results that can come from that. Let's just quickly check, by the way, on my rigs. I realize I've just totally forgot they exist actually for a minute right here. So we're still comfortably shooting. We are now into dawn, by the way, unfortunately, on this rig, the Wizard, as was selected. as it was written. Good grief, they are just looking... I'm so happy with that scope. Honestly, I am. I must sound like a broken record, but I just love the thing. Right, and this... We've had a bit of a bump up in HFR there for some reason on the last 2 frames. Why is that? 326 to 37 to 371 from the last H subs being 3, 327, 316. Very odd. If we have a look at those, they are noticeably sharper. Like this group of stars, for example, down here. Let's just check that. Oh yeah, loads softer. Probably due a refocus, but it looks to have just triggered one. What? 155. Not long ago. Looks to have been a good curve. You can see that on stream, can't you? The curve looks perfect, but who knows what's going on. I will just let it run a little bit longer on that, even though we are getting into dawn now. Crack back on me a little bit of Discord action. Those are great subs. Thank you, mate. Evening, Luke. Evening, Serge. Looks like you had a great break. Scarborough's fab. Yeah. I think he posted you in near Filey. It was, mate. Yeah. A place called Reeton Sands. Have you looked at the price of property in Filey? It's the Yorkshire Riviera. I haven't, mate. No. I would love to live by the sea. I really, really would. I feel like I'd enjoy that. But yeah, I posted an Eagle Nebula image in the Astro images. We'll check that out, mate, for sure. I do. How far back was it? Kieran, by the way. Have I just got to refresh the page or something, bud? Not seeing it just yet, but you're in Twilight and I'm in the Blue Hour. 5 hours behind you. Fair, mate. Yeah. This time of year is just weird for Astro, you know what I mean? Great for barbecuing, though. You can just be outside having fun doing barbecue stuff for hours on end. But, yeah, you don't get much time with your Astro stuff, do you? I think what works better for your schedule on the challenge. Folks across time zones anyway. Still wind up going to even your live streams anyway. That's fair, Mike. Yeah, trying to think what I could do. I mean, I could even double up. So in my streaming software, I've got the option, if I just drag it slightly on screen for you a sec, you can see I can click start recording at the same time as I'm streaming. And that would let me like double up, so I could be streaming it, recording it, and then upload that snipped segment later down the line for people who don't care for the live streams or whatnot. I could try to edit it down a touch, that kind of thing. But yeah, I actually did surgery on my Rocky 135, fixed infinite focus, and fixed the back focus. Oh, nice. Is it a bad idea for me to start my imaging session right when I can see Polaris, or should I wait? Absolutely should wait. Yeah. So depending on what you're using to plan your sessions, you really could maybe even try to use timeanddate.com for your location and get an idea of when darkness starts. Ideally, you'd wait for astronomical darkness and then start your session. But some places on the planet, of course, like me and people north of me and stuff like that, certain times of the year don't get any astronomical darkness, so you'd be waiting a few months. Why am I looking manually when I've just discovered there's a search function? Kieran. Oh. K-I-E-R. Sorry about that, mate. Kieran Williams. Ooh. Okay. That's looking swish, Kieran. Lovely, mate. Really nice day at that. Nice and... I almost used the word soft, but it's not soft. It's lovely and detailed, but I mean it's like it's got makeup on it. It's softened it in a good way. Doesn't look I think the best way of maybe saying it is like your application and noise reduction has been really subtle. It doesn't look for like it's over noise reduced or anything like that. Beautiful. This bog globule as well really captured my eye. Fantastic. Well done, Kieran. And that's with the 200 f5.9 and 585 mono. Beautiful stuff, mate. I'll jump to that and whoosh, there we go. How about that? So another thing we need to do, ideally on stream, as well. A thumbs up rather. Appreciate the feedback. No problem at all, mate. Yeah, it's lovely. You've done a really nice job, Kieran. Like I say, sometimes, let's say when you're shooting something highly detailed like this, there can be the desire to over noise reduce, I guess. And I don't think you have. You see, there's still some elements of a very fine grain, like a granularity. It almost looks like film grain. I like it. Leave it in. Do you know what I mean? It looks softened to the point where it's fully. I'm on board. It's believable. You know what I mean? Good. Really good stuff, mate. I think you've done well. I like the palette too. But yeah, as I was saying, another big thing I need to get through now is it's been a while since I did my last live stream, so there have been quite some submissions. So one of these days, I need to make a monster effort and get through from here all the way from like this running chicken image nebula right the way up there. So that's going to be a big one. I think I can probably do a few of those tonight, but I will have to park my scopes in a minute, I realise. So little time to image. Yeah, closest ball 3.5 dark side is about 40 minutes away. Closest ball 2 is 8 hours. Not worth the extra trip there, mate, I'd say. Not for me. Yeah, so I mean, while you can shoot around Astro darkness, of course, I'm doing it right now. If you've got the option to wait, bud, and shoot when it is actually truly dark, that is what I would say to do. I need to stop this rig right now because these subs are rapidly brightening, unfortunately. Sorry, I'm just handling the ASI Air rig. There's been a big update, by the way, on ASI Air now, and pretty damn nifty, I have to say. That is a long list, isn't it, Mike? Yeah, pretty serious one, mate. I think we're getting to the point now where subs are noticeably brighter. Like, we were at mean values of 473, 478 in oxygen last time around. And now we're up at 560s, 570s. Probably gotta know when to go. So I think I will stop these two rigs running. I'll park them up, and before I put my roof over and stuff, I'll just chill with you guys a bit longer and get through a few of these Astro images. Yeah. If you're down, you know, if you guys are still enjoying it, of course. Let me just sequence. We'll stop this now. Flat park, ya bugger. Fine. And the second rig. Stop. Oops. Where's oh, there it is. Just lost its icon for some reason. Flat park that thing as well. They sound. Yep, both are moving. Right. I'll leave those to park. We'll crack on with the Discord a little bit longer. Get all to Rivia, by the way, for you gamers out there. Right. Cracking. What if everyone was able to share fits files from all their shots and we could collectively stack them? It's totally doable, mate. Yeah, it is doable. Usually, to make it worthwhile, you would have to have some kind of criteria by which you judge the data. So let's say like everybody sends data in. Some of it you're not going to want to stack. Do you know what I mean? It might have issues with extreme light pollution or focus or chromatic aberration and things like that. So you'd have to be exclusionary. Not the term, is it? Discriminatory, I think is probably the right word. To some of it, and just filter out the data that you really want to stack if you want to get the highest quality result. And there is a Discord doing something like that called the Astro Discord, where they've got a project there called the BAT, the Big Amateur Telescope, and they're taking it to like an extreme. They're doing like the highest of the high quality data that gets sent, gets stacked. But for just like a community project, a one-off, like let's stack everything kind of thing, you could do it. Yeah, you could. And as Mike has just said as well, there is a hashtag share data room. That's very true. Can you check general chat quickly? See the tight FOV on the crescent. Go on then. Let's have a look. Holy shit, there's a lot of images I need to catch up on in here. Oh, look at that. From Mike, eh? Let this thing load up. Oh. That's beautiful processing, that, Mike, by the way. I know I'm supposed to be finding Kieran's image, but that's an eye-catching crescent, mate. Well done on that. Or is this your image from the Nina Discord? I don't know. Either way, whoever took it, beautiful. Let's just... Oh. Look at that. That's absolutely stonking. What a view. Absolutely beautiful. I will get there. Here we are. Yeah, that's a tight FOV, Kieran. When you can't quite fully fit the crescent, we can classify that as tight. You might have a better shot. Or would you? I don't know. I'm going to say with it rotated 90 degrees, but I reckon you might be cutting off top and bottom then as well. You're as badly burnt as scalded, I think, whichever way you place that, aren't you? Remote desktop wants to work. Ah! That's crazy! Who is this guy? Fantastic, mate. That image was actually by Alpha. Ah, okay, got you. What would happen if you stacked everything, including the trashy shots? It'd drag down the whole stack. So, like if you include loads of, let's say, bad data, I don't want to say anybody's data is crap, but let's just say there is some crap data, and you add it to your stack of otherwise pristine data, there's only one thing that's going to happen, you know what I mean? It's either going to get excluded by the stacking program, very likely that could happen, but if it did get stacked, it would drag down the overall, quality of the stack. The ultimate, the giga stack. I don't know how Luke does 3 rigs. Need a monitor for each rig. Yeah, I tell you what, it's a bit of a handful mic, to be honest. We were just chatting in the sequence about HO or SHO for the crescent. Ah, okay. Good question, actually. I think there is. A little bit of sulfur in the crescent, so it can be worth doing. But it can also look absolutely beautiful. Just with the dual band shot, let's say, for example. Astro Journey, Dan. Go on then, Dan. I am assuming you're here in chat, Dan. 533 MC Pro cooled. Zenith Star 73 Mark II. And an L Extreme. Nice. Lovely stuff, mate. Loads of star colour on display. You love to see it. Yeah, nice. I don't know if you want any critique on that, so I shall not give it unless you request it, mate. I don't want to be like, you know, give it advice where it's not been asked for. But yeah, nice stuff. But if we, as I said, by the way, we can go through a few of these images. I do have a bit of time. Felix is sleeping pretty good at the this moment in time. Except for last night, I tell you what, he's getting some more teeth through. That was some trouble. But I'm gonna go into the observatory side and just roll the roof over. So in the meantime, I've clicked the wrong one, by the way. I'll show you the camera and you can see how my roof rolls. Just for a bit of interest for you. Close that one down. Right. Give me a second, chaps. I'll gather my thoughts. Sharp cap. Yeah, so cameras 676. Change it to a bit of a faster frame rate for you so you can see what's going on. Go 20 milliseconds or something. I'll turn the light on. So sorry for the jump scare. I've just looked out at the door, by the way. There's some beautiful Noctilucent clouds being displayed right now. Trying to think if there's a way I can show you them. I'm really not sure there is, to be honest. I don't have anything that I can like directly hook into the live stream. I'd love to show you them. I know what I could do. If you guys actually want to see the NLCs, of which are on display right now, I could take a short video clip with my camera, bring it in here, and show you the video. How does that work? Only if you're interested, of course. Let's open up Discord again anyway, all the same, while we decide what we're doing there. Glad to see you back on stream. DC, how's it going, mate? Good to see you as well. Sadly, I still haven't been able to take my TAC 106 out since I installed the Moonlight. Oh, we looked at the Moonlight, actually. A little bit earlier on, mate. Looking very swish indeed. Congrats on that thing. Glad everyone's doing well. Good stuff. A critique would be appreciated. I'll get to that, Daniel, then, yeah. Right, yeah. I'm going to show you these NLCs as quick as I can. I'll be rapid. I'll just be in and out, getting a little bit of footage and stick it on my dingle dongler and you can have a look. nippy for once. Yeah, right. Just took a majorly quick flip on this thing. I was just thinking to myself, I wish I could stream from my drone, one of my drones. Actually, drone, singular now. I did sell one, I've just realised. Crack this thing open. Grab and go live stacking session. What's that? Look at them. This is only a 16mm lens, but take a look at them things. You can see texture. I wish I could put my drone up to show you properly. Incredible. Looks like they extend all the way across like most of the horizon. That's pretty cool. Looks a lot better in person than at 51,200 ISO, but pretty nifty. Take a look at them things. I wish I could put my drone up to show you. Cool. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you chaps. Let's have a quick look at some of these Astro images and yeah, let's get on with that. So this is picking up from where I last started looking, and at this point in time, everybody uploading was aware that I was going to do a degree of critique on the shots. So that's what I will do. Things I like, things I don't, for example, and we'll try to go through. So Ranks Astro, Edge HD 8 at f7, so we've got the reducer, 533 MC Pro, and an ALP-T. Okay. Ball 5 Skies, New Zealand, Auckland. Nice. So, things I like, the dramatic palette that is employed for this thing, so like the blood red in the middle there, shading out into like a lighter copper tones over here, inside here, for example. Really nice. And I also like the true like oxygen teals that they've gone for in the oxygen regions as well. It's not particularly biased towards blue or green. It is a true like a teal mix. Really like that. The things I don't like, let me just, it's going to sound like I'm being really critical here, but just for example, if we look around here at the base of this nebulosity, you see there's a lot of texture. This part looks very detailed, but down here looks a little bit soft, as like there's not been enough signal there, or it's been too heavily noise reduced. Something has happened, and also I'm assuming at some point, I know it's bad to assume, but I'm assuming at some point they have rescreened stars back into this, and it looks like the star intensity may be a tad off, because some of these stars look like paint spots, like the tiny. Some look a little bit halated. So yeah, that's a very strong critique on what is a beautiful image. That I don't want to miss the point that what I'm trying to say is it's a very beautiful image, but as people have been asking for critiques, I'm going to try to give them. Astro Florida with a CDK 24. Good grief. 27.5 hours with a C3 6100 Pro. Jeez, man. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I can give a tiny bit of feedback, and it's nothing to do with how the rest of the image has been processed. It's yeah, it's beautiful. I'd be so happy if I'd processed it myself. All I'm going to say is on my screen I can see a degree of what looks like grid hatching in this particular quadrant, let's say, of the image. So I don't know if it's coming through on the stream for you, but I can quite easily mouse across it, like here, 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 for example, and it does distract from an otherwise utterly staggering image. But yeah, let's not lose sight of what we're looking at. That is... I'm running out of words to describe it. It's tremendous. Yeah, it really is. And those background galaxies do it for me as well. Wonderful stuff. Thanks for sharing the NLC. Don't know that I've seen them before. I'll tell you what, Robert. Let me just, since you've said that, let me just try to really quickly find you an NLC like shot from my drone. This was last year, by the way. Sure, I've got it somewhere handy. I promise I won't leave you waiting too long if I can't find it. I'm just, I'd love to be able to show you it, because damn, it did look good. Be as quick as I can, guys. Sorry about that, but it's Astro adjacent. Bugger. Lots of faint fuzzies. Mate, it's mad, isn't it? Really is absolutely nuts. Why do I do this to myself? I keep losing some of the bloody best images I've taken. And then decide to find them like randomly in the middle of a stream. I really think it'd be worth it. I'm just stuck. Where are these images, man? Oh, sorry. I promise I'm not gonna take too much longer with this. I've just found some of the stuff. Load up your bugger. Here we are. So, here is some Noctilucent clouds from last year, Mike. This one's for you, bud. So this is from my drone. See, I'm just doing like a steady fly. Well, that looked just insane in person. This is unedited footage, by the way. This is what the drone captured. That's what it looked like. You can still see the stars in sky. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. You can. I'm sure I've got another one as well. Try to find this for you. Time lapse here of another set of Noctilucent clouds like day after. You can see how it's barrel like rotating over itself. And these filament, I'm pointing at the screen with my finger. These filaments like letting you view that rotation. Tremendous. I do have more, but yeah, you get the idea. Pretty damn cool. This was the up, by the way. So this is as I flew the drone up. So garden, and then up. You can get an idea. Like right away. That's what it saw. Crazy. Would love to see the NLCs in person. I tell you, Norm, they're worth seeing. They're really, really incredible. That's one of the good things, I suppose, about this particular strip of the Earth. I know people everywhere on the planet don't get to see them. It's just, certain latitudes, which I'm thankfully a part of. All sorts of lovely drone footage, but yeah. Fun. DC, trying to make sure I get focus for solar. Okay, playing around with the quark on an SV Bonnie 503. Ended up catching something in the frame. What did he catch? See a couple of dust bunnies. Wow. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Oh, mate, what a capture. How lucky is that? Oops. I thought double clicking would have just got me off it, but yeah, that's absolutely sick, DC. I don't know if you're still here, mate. Single frame. Damn. Really nice capture, mate. Henk Durvan, my first oh my god moment that made me dive in head first and triggered the astronomy fever madness. Oh man. First mobile phone picture made me stop. Made me step into the abyss, rather, of the astronomy world. Not a good sharing picture, but sure a wonderful good feeling. Yeah. Oh mate, yeah. I understand completely. I really do, Hank. I don't know if you're still here. I know you were here in the chat just a little bit earlier on, but looking at Saturn for the first time when I got my first like telescope, a proper one, just about blew my head clean off, mate. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Even though it looked, you know, what I now know to be crap, because my scope wasn't color made properly, almost certainly, and my eyepieces were terrible. But it was enough, it didn't matter, none of it mattered. So yeah, we'll make a drone. So the one that I used for most of that, and the one that I've still got, is a DJI Air 3. It's a DJI Air 3. Why did that take so long to remember? But yeah, lovely drone. This is cheap SV Bonnie, got you. M13 through the wildfires. Okay. I like that. So it's not, I don't think there's been any noise reduction applied to this, but I don't know. I feel almost like the granularity of the noise when viewed in context of the almost similar granularity of the outer extents of M13 goes hand in hand nearly. Looks nice. I love the star colour, by the way. I think you've done a good job. Get some very appreciable star colour in there and a different edit. Bit darker. Yeah, I like that too. I think I prefer your first image the most though. But all the same. Hearts all round. This one's from Klaus. This image shows NGC 2841, a massive unbarred spiral galaxy located approximately 46 million light years away in the constellation Ursa Major. Okay. An RC10, QSI 660, LRGB plus H and O. Alright. 40 hours. Whew. A long old integration. Okay. So this one's for Klaus Barth. I know that Klaus has been on the live streams sometimes, and he's an absolute champ. He takes the feedback in the spirit that it's offered. So I want to say there's loads of detail on display. I somewhat feel that the image is dominated by the HA data in this case. And not because it's overly pervasive in the disk of the galactic plane, but I mean more kind of, there's red, I can imagine is only really from the HA channel, bleed into some of the background in a splotchy nature, which is a little bit distracting. But what I would suggest, if you ever see this, Klaus, would be to perhaps have a crack at editing that same data just without the HA and O3. Just see what you can pull out of the LRGB from that, because I almost feel like with skies like you've got at in Spain, right there where the scope is, you might not really even need the HA. But it's interesting that you're doing this, by the way, in the same vein, shooting in 03 for a Galaxy, getting that channel and just seeing what pops up. So top marks for exploring, really, mate. Let me just quickly check what's what. Yeah, I'll just do a couple more. I noticed the live streams dropped off heavily on it. What got me hooked was seeing the Orion Nebula with colour instead of faint fuzzy light patched in eyepiece. I was hooked. Yeah, that was one of the things that set me off too. Robert, I've got that that memory also, mate. Even in a light fluid location like here at home, that first proper telescope that I bought, the 10-inch Dobsonian, did allow me, even with a crappy eyepiece, to see a bit of colour in the core of Orion. Not much, but I could tell it wasn't just grey. And again, one of those moments again where you just think to yourself, "What am I seeing? This is I shouldn't be looking at this. This is restricted information." just blows your mind. One from Chuck, Rasa 8 533 MC. So this is his Starfront Observatory's rig, 6 hours. Okay. Punching well above its focal length, what it would suggest right there, I'd say. Loads of detail. I know that Chuck will have already noticed this himself, but I'll just point it out to you so you can get an idea in your own images. Sometimes you can see a bit of a hatching effect, particularly horizontally across this image right here. So in the core, there's like a crossed hatch. Don't know exactly what's caused it, but yeah, it's there. And I know for sure Chuck will have seen that too, so I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning it, but I think it's an important thing to talk about blemishes on our images, all of our images, so that people can find them in their own and identify stuff. Put all this super processing in the Louvre. Yep, you could. I suppose it is art in it at this point. Not everyone. C925, EQ6R, 533. Just 30 minutes from ball 4 with the moon up. Okay. Bloody heck, mate. So for 30 minutes, you've got quite a good view of the iris right there, I'd say. Some of the outer regions becoming visible. Nice to see. A little bit of colour coming through, particularly around that kind of core formation. Yeah, 30 minutes. It's not bad at all, mate. Love Astro, but all night is a killers for me. Oh, Daniel, you're still here, mate. I did say I would give you a little. You asked for a critique, didn't you? And I shall give you one, sir, on this. So, some of the star colour is a little bit strong in terms of light fringing on the outsides. I know that could be down to the zenith star, but let's say blue fringing is particularly notable. So if you could somehow, if you take your stars out of your image as part of like your, StarXTerminator or whatever process you're using, at that point you may wish to very slightly desaturate the blue, or even devalue the blue using curves, just a touch, in order to bring them back kind of into line. But yeah, that's one thing that I would work on that. But it's not massively distracting, Dan. It's not, and it's overall a very nice image. The only other thing, if you want some extra feedback, would be that the wall and a lot of this nebulosity around here, while the amount of stretch you've applied is spot on, I like what you've done. It looks at maybe just a fragment textured. Do you know what I mean? So that's just me. But if you like that look, please don't change anything. Just keep doing it. But that's the feedback that I'd promised. So hopefully that's there. I'll do maybe one or two more images, and then I shall dash, because It's nearly 3 in the morning. Brief visit to my garden from the southern hemisphere. Racerate and a 533 MC Pro, 7 hours. Nice. I like the crop that you've applied then, mate. I know that that should be a square image, and I appreciate the crop. Lovely. I mean, I feel like it's dominated by yellows and coppers a little bit. There's no true reds in there, but if that's what you were wanting, that's what you were going for, then yeah, spot on. I like the pool, by the way, of the it's kind of namesake, the lagoon, if you rather. I think that's really tastefully done. There's whites in there. There's, you know, there is those deep blues and some of that kind of almost tealy colours breaking the way in as well. Yeah, nice. And it doesn't look overdone in terms of stretch and detail either. The stars look good. The amount of noise in the image is absolutely fine. So yeah, there's a lot to like. The only other big point for you is that your black point's just slightly clipped, I would say. But yeah, cracking stuff, all the same. Yeah. Right. I think I'm going to leave it at that, chaps. I'm knackered. You're probably sick of hearing me. So, yeah. Or maybe you were sick of hearing me 2 hours ago, but yeah, here we are. Right, I've enjoyed myself. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it too. Been a fun one. I'll have to try and do more live streams when I can, basically. I'm just a bit held back by the weather. Right. Thank you for joining in, guys. Thanks for sharing and the critique, Luke. Gonna dash as well. Super, Dan. I hope you didn't mind the critique, by the way, Dan. I'm just trying to give you, just from my perspective, feedback. That's all, mate. It's still a beautiful image. Don't let me say otherwise. But yeah, super stuff. Crikey, still here, Brody. You're a real one, dude. Appreciate that. One of these days, I don't know if you guys were around a lot of it. I know some of you were. We might have to maybe do a bit of GeoGuessr, if you remember. I used to find that fun to break up a stream a little bit. Good way for community to get together and have a bit of fun. You know what I mean? Good night, Luke. Thank you for the live stream. Loved it. Good night, Mike. I know it's probably not night for you, buddy, but all the same, when it is. Yeah. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for all the support. Those of you out there, really, really appreciate it. Have a great day, Luke. You too, Milkman. Enjoy those s'mores as well, by the way. I know you mentioned you were doing that with your family. That's fantastic. Have a great night. Thank you, DC. Yeah, as always, guys, it's been a pleasure. I like spending my evenings with you, having some fun, and hope you enjoy and have some fun too. That's what it's all about. Sounds fun. Good stuff. All right, chaps. Have a good one. Catch you, well, when I can. Until then, though, clear skies.